Hello everybody, DoglifeChris here, NE1 comic book reading. It's been a while, we're coming down to once a week. What's going on? Hello, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. I don't know, just this COVID life has got me in a whirlwind of sorts. Just have so much more to do for some reason. Anyways, last night, we finished Zatanna, the House of Secrets. This is a graphic novel for kids, and it's a good one. This is done. We're gonna have to start this one now to pick this up. Oh, and in the back here, Anti-Hero, coming soon. My daughter reads these at nighttime, one chapter a night. Knock those out. Back to Women of Marvel. I want to make it to book 2, which is actually volume 2. Today we are going to, she's right in the center there, Miss Marvel, number 1. Number 1. Let's see if they put a date on this sucker. 1972. Wow. Jerry Conway. Fabulous first issue. All-out action at last. A bold new superheroine in the senses stunning tradition of Spider-Man. Featuring the most mysterious woman warrior since Madame Medusa. And if you're thinking Our Leading Lady is something, wait till you see her star-studded support cast. Ooh. Wonder who's gonna be there. Superman's people. I mean, like, a lot of these, they're in the Spider-Verse. But then when we're introduced to them, they're like into the Avengers type Marvel side and not quite Spider-Man side. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know what I mean. Look at that. The old Stan Lee comics. She flies like the Valkyrie guards of the Valhalla. She swoops across the face of the earth, arms as widespread as an eagle's wings, eyes burning, jaw set, every senate throbbing with battle anticipation. This woman's a warrior. Her name is her own, but for what of something better? We call her Marvel, Ms. Marvel. For want of something better, I guess. And because of her, the world may never be the same. I warned you to stay back, creeps. Now you're gonna die. Forget the guard, stupid. We've got the cash, let's move. With more than a little aid and bedment from Carol Conway. Hey Frankie, who the heck is that? Some dame in a costume. Oop, she's flying. I can do more than fly, friends. Much more. Quam. Holy Hannah, I don't believe it. Did you see that, broad? Did you see what she did? This is New York, you bozo. Ain't you never seen a superhero before? Frankie and Phil, both of them wiped out in one punch. So she's strong. So what? Once I get this car started, ain't nobody gonna... nobody? Gunner? Yerg! It's the dame. She's picking up the car up. Like, it's made out of cardboard. Sweet sister, she's gonna... What the heck? It's like their ghost just like came out of their bodies. I sense someone's behind me, planning to shoot me. If it weren't for my 7th sense, he might have succeeded. Or maybe 8th sense. Not a chance. And that So the saying goes, ends that 5 crooks robbing a bank become 5 crooks drifting in dreamland. Not bad for my first day's work. Not bad at all. I've seen tough, but that little lady makes Linda Carter look like olive oil. No, Susie, never. Mommy, I've never seen a woman like that, have you? Oh, I read that backwards. I had to sneeze. Wow, when I grow up, I want to be just like her. But as an astonishing populous crowd close around the as yet identified superhero heroine in the street outside the Third National Bank. Inside the bank, a furtive form slips from the open vault, silent and unseen. Or have we spoken too soon? Hold it, Buster. You think I didn't see you sneak in here while those cheap hoods went out the front? But you were wrong. Wait, I know you. You're the Scorpion. And if you know that much, fool, then you also know that the Scorpion's got a tail. Tough luck for you, eh, chum? Poof. Stupid. Ha! Being seen by that nitwit guard is the only thing that's going wrong with this whole holdup. Those thugs I hired made a good decoy, leaving me free to steal all the money I need. Now to reach the Professor Corman's lab for the next step of my master plan. Interesting though, the Scorpion's master plan may be our main concern is still the debut of the star of this book, and she is about to find herself in the center of more attention than she can use. It's a publicity act. Like that gag at the World Trade Center with the styrofoam King Kong. A publicity stunt? Can she believe that? Are people really so cynical? Or is such an attitude peculiar to New York? Since this is now my adopted city, that's something I've got to think about. But not right now. Right now, I've got company. The police. Look, lady, we've got to bring you in for questioning. So come along nicely before we have to... Huh? What's that? My apologies, gentlemen, but I have business elsewhere. Hab, she's just gonna jump us? She's gonna jump us. She ain't after you. You're crooks laying on the floor. Okay. The costume woman only smiles and leaps and soars above the startled crowd, rising above their heads as easily as she does their fears. Only when she's gone do the people breathe again. A breath of wonder. Oh, that was amazing. I'm surprised that this is not anything to do with origins. 1 hour later, in the projection room located within the office of the Daily Bugle building. Let me get this straight. You want to hire me as an editor for your new magazine called Woman? And if you want my first issue to be to expose her, right? Lately, with the Bugle sales being so low, I haven't had the time to devote myself to the magazine department, particularly our women's magazine. And let me tell you, Miss Danvers, it shows. Oh, that is her. Articles on women's libs interviewed with Kate Millett. Stories about careers for women. Yeah. Eek? Exactly. The way I see it, a women's magazine should have articles that are useful. How does this new superhero fit in? like new diets, fashions, recipes, things like that. Maybe under fashion? Nah, this is one of those things. This is something else, something more important. I hate superheroes, Miss Danvers. I hate them. So you want to hire me and you want me to edit a women's magazine your way, including a feature on a superwoman? Okay, Mr. Jameson, but what about my salary? Salary? Sure, as in weekly paychecks? I realize I'm not what you call prime material, since I've only been writing for a year after leaving the security field, but I do have something of a reputation now, and reps cost money. Money, eh? Oh, Carol what? Okay, Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel, issue 1 through 8. This is Miss Marvel. Same thing, but different. They're negotiating a salary. 20,000, 30, 22, 30, 25, 30. Blast it. How can I argue with a woman? All right, 30. $30,000? Just to write some humble jumble? And one thing more, Jonah, my name is Miss Carol Danvers. And as far as diets and recipes go, forget it. So that's the great and powerful Jonah Jameson. Some raging tiger he turned out to be. Hey, Carol, my dear, this may be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. You're Carol Danvers, aren't you? Yeah, why? Is there a warrant out for my arrest? Hey, no, I once saw a picture of you in Rolling Stones on some article you wrote about Diana Ross. Petey? Oh, wait. Red talks first. Wow, listen, Petey, just telling me, oh, Jonah wants to make you an editor. Petey? That's him over there. Say hello to the lady, Petey. Hello, lady. Catch you later, Pete. Pete as in Peter Parker, the news photographer who was nominated last year for the News Guild Award? That's my Petey. Say, wow, can I talk with you for a minute? Sure. My name's Mary Jane Watson, but you can call me MJ. Let's take a breather from Mary Jane's breathless breathings and return our attention to another member of our cast, the Scorpion, whose plottings have brought him here to an apparently abandoned building, brownstone, standing lonely on the Brooklyn Bay shore. Gotta be careful. Carmen has this whole new joint wire into one big booby trap, but that's just fine with me, because pretty soon it'll all be mine. And when it is, I'll get revenge on the man I hate the most in all the world, that creep, the old publisher, J. Jonah Jameson. Ah, Gargan, I've seen you kept your schedule. When I make a plan, I stick to it, Professor. Maybe I'm not a genius like you. My congratulations. I didn't expect you to be so precise. But I'm not stupid either. Here's the money, just as we agreed. 200 grand from the bank's payroll cash. This amount is quite sufficient. Funny, you know. I'd have thought you want more to sell a setup like this. I plan to use it as part of my retirement fund. I grow weary of making weapons for groups like Hydra. I grow sick of this lab and its childish toys. Here, Gargan, the key. I hope you find my little home useful. The name's Scorpion, Professor. Mac Gargan is dead, and he's been dead a real long time. Oh yeah, and I'll find your place useful, Professor, but it'll only be used just once. Professor Corman lifts an eyebrow in silent amusement, but if he has an opinion about the man called the Scorpion, he does not voice it. No, Professor Corman says nothing at all. Take a long look, readers. We've got a feeling we may see this man again. And speaking of seeing people again, isn't it time we rejoin one of our stars of the book? Miss Danvers, there was a man here to see you. His name was Barnett. He left a message, something about dinner at Sardi's. Sure. Thanks, Hewlett. I'll give Mike a call when I get upstairs. Care some coffee, Mary Jane? I've never had coffee in Central Park Penthouse before. So, how do you afford this fantastic layout? Do editors make that much money? They don't, MJ, but with some luck, writers do. Royalties from my first book about the space adventures. Space industry. Wow, that's right. You were a security consultant after Cape Kennedy, weren't you? Why'd you leave all that, Carol? And how come you became a writer? I remember reading about you in the papers when the weird Captain Marvel guy first showed up on Earth. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Captain Marvel's appearance at the Cape and my inability to capture him just about destroyed my security field career. I kept trying to hold it together until it finally went back to my first love, writing. Turns out I have more talent for the pen than the sword. And I'll tell you, I'm a lot happier than... Oh, Carol, are you okay? I'm all right, Mary Jane. I had a migraine headache. I've been getting them a lot lately since I came to New York. You want me to call a doctor? No, I'm sorry, but you better go now. Jeez. Well, about taking your photograph tomorrow at the office. Right. I'm going to be very busy. Going to be very good company. Okay, Carol. Take care. Wow, that's spooky. The way she just fell apart like that. Hope there's nothing wrong with her. I mean, she was so together. Together, MJ? Perhaps there's something more in Carol Danvers than you see. Perhaps something much more. Meanwhile, across town at the north exit of the Daily Bugle building, a fuming Jonah Jameson paces angrily back and forth and snarls, brewing deep in his throat. Blasted chauffeur! I tell him to meet me at south exit, stairs at 6:05 exactly, and here it is, almost 6:30. Where is that imbecile? I swear I'll fire him for this. Oh, what's that sound? Behind you! It's your death knell, Jameson. For 5 years I've plotted revenge against you, and now at last, vengeance is going to be mine. Holy crow, it's a scorpion crook. Why, he's grabbed that man. What's he gonna do? If you only knew, Buster, you'd thank God you're not J. Jonah Jameson. Because of Jameson, I'm a monster, and Mac Gorgon is dead. And Jonah Jameson is my murderer. And in this court, the penalty for murder is death. Death. But less than 60 seconds later, and now a familiar face flashes through the sunset sky. The scorpion is gone, slipped off across the rooftop shadows. My seventh sense warned me too late that Jameson is going to be kidnapped, but perhaps there's still... What? She's just chilling at home like, someone's getting kidnapped across town. That's her sense? That's crazy. But perhaps there's still time to save him before the Scorpion can complete his plan. That must be the Daily Bugle building up ahead. If my intuition's correct, I should pick up the necessary vibrations there. Wait, something's very odd here. I feel as though I've been in this place before, but that's impossible. Now I've seen everything. Spider-Man makes this office his hangout, and now a flying woman. Oh my goodness. Relax, people. She's not gonna hurt us, unless she's changed colors since capturing those robbers this morning. My name is Joe Robertson, the city's editor, miss. Miss, wait, you want my name? Assuming you have one. I don't. I think I do? I see. What is it you want here, miss? The woman replies in silence, and for an instant her eyes lose the focus as she looks to the horizon, invisible to the normal human eye. I sense the Scorpion carrying Jameson, bringing him somewhere deadly, somewhere a house abandoned, derelict in Brooklyn. Slowly she leaves her trance, like a diver returning from the ocean floor, but when she fully regains awareness, the police! Something tells me you were spotted coming in here, lady. I guess they want a word with you about your activities. That, and about the Scorpion. What? Sorry, Mr. Robertson, I can't stay to explain. Something else is more important. Yeah, go save this Jameson fella. A man's life is more important. And with the leap through the uncertain window, she's off, gliding over Manhattan, now slowed by the oncoming night. A golden-haired wraith beneath the moon, she speeds eastward past the windows, both bright and dark, passing ones, particularly windows belonging to a woman named Carol Danvers. I thought she was Carol Danvers, whose apartment is shadowy and empty. Oh, she is. Does she not know? How could you not know your superhero? Brooklyn, at one time home of the Dodgers, part-time home of a Norman Mailer, current home of Scorpion, and future graveyard of J. Jonah Jameson. Why you mad, fool? Why? I offered you everything, money, fame, and membership to my private club. Why do you want to kill me? Because I don't like you, Jameson. Remember when I was just a crummy private investigator you hired to track those Parker kid and find out how he took his exclusive photos? Remember how you took me off of that assignment and paid me to be a guinea pig for a mad scientist experiment? Remember? Spider-Man issue number 2. Oh wait, that says 20. Sorry, I can't read. You wanted me to capture Spider-Man for you, but when I realized how strong he was, I knew I couldn't take orders from you or anyone else. I didn't know then. I didn't realize that what I'd become was for keeps. I could never lead a normal life again. Feel the sun on my skin. Never feel, never love. All because of you. Voice cracking, the Scorpion darts toward the vast computer bank, inserted a magnetic key, and then he leaps back, cackling with a mad hysteria. The liquid in this vat of acid, Jameson, it won't kill you. Much. Uh-oh. And as Jameson begins to his short journey downwards outside. This is it. This is the place I sensed back at the Bugle. If only I could understand why the Bugle offices seem so familiar. No, I can't think of that now. If I'm to make my way through this death trap maze I sense beyond this door, I'll need all my concentration and all my Kree-born skills. Kree-born, but I'm an Earthwoman. Why did I think that? Watch out! Daydreaming almost cost me my life. These laser beams are heat activated and turned on when warmth of a living body. There's no way to pass through. Unless with this shield. Now, what I hear marching. Oh, I hear machinery grinding. It's because it was like hyphenated on the next line. Grinding in the walls, but the metal doors sliding shut. The doors blocking the corridor. Only seconds to glide under it. What? But a second is all I need. I'm almost to the end of the maze, but I better hurry. There's not much time. This trapdoor is obviously a is obvious. It's practically diabolical. If it were anyone but who I am, I'd be finished. But who am I? And nothing can stop me now. How come she doesn't know who she is? But as she flies the last few feet into the scorpion's lair, the woman seems to hear an echo of the words, I am who I am. And for just a heartbeat, she falters, who on earth are you? Scorpion, that's a better question than you know. Doom! Punched. What's happening to your anti-hero crusade, Mr. Jameson? Whatever you are, whoever you are, get me out of here. Cut from lack funds. Just say where you are and I'll... Whatever. That's exactly what it says. Cut from lack funds. Just say where you are and I'll... I've done it again. I let myself be distracted by that odd feeling that me and this man have met, and I know him, but I've never seen him before in my life. I must pull it together. I must. Though you'd knocked me unconscious, didn't you? Oh, thought you'd knocked me unconscious, didn't you, you stupid broad? I'm tougher than you or anyone. Tell me who you are and why you wear a costume like Captain Marvel's, and maybe I'll let you live. Dodging my tail like an acrobat. Not like an acrobat, Scorpion, like a Kree soldier. And what you said about my costume, it's made me remember, like coming out of a fog. My costume is like Captain Marvel's for a reason. My powers come from the alien Kree race, the powers of the warrior born. Splash! Lady, you're crazy. I've heard about Kree and how they've got sentries who fought the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, and how their science is a million years ahead of Earth. But you sure ain't one of them. You walk and talk as human as I am, and you don't even have an accent. I don't know what you're trying to pull, but it won't work, huh? You're right, Scorpion. I'm not Kree. But in some way, I don't understand. I've gained the powers of the Kree, the super fighting strength, their flight, and the strange seventh sense. And one thing more, total amnesia. Do you mean you don't remember the past? Believe it or not, but I've been so busy fighting crooks in the past few days, I haven't thought once about my blackout spells or about my complete lack of memory. Maybe I've had a mental block against things about my past, but the fact remains, I don't know who I am. Hey, wait! What are you doing? Doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm winning. The vat, not the vat! No! Liquid explodes from the vat in a cascade of bubbling, burning fury. Before the Scorpion can finish his screams, he's inundated by this seething acid, and thought his grafted on costume protected him from the full force of the raging chemical. But he still burns, and he shrieks and flees. Oh my lord, that poor man. For heaven's sake, woman, don't just stand there. Let me down. I've been considering it, Mr. Jameson, and I decided you can call me Miss Marvel. What? My costume ties me to the Captain Marvel in a way, and I don't understand yet. Until I do, I'll need a name. And Miss Marvel is a good one as any. You're crazy. That's something I need to find out, Mr. Jameson, when I learned who I am and where I'm from. Wait, my hands, they're chained. Until then, try not to make too hasty a judgment about me. My hands, what about my hands? But Miss Marvel only smiles as she goes. The morning after, I want an expose of the Miss Marvel dame, and I want it now. Nobody can make a fool out of Jonah, especially not a woman. I'll do what I can, Jonah. Still, she's more of a mystery than Spider-Man. Don't ever mention that name again in this office. Get out. Where's Spider-Man in all this? This is like so far in the future, but he don't have white hair. Whoosh. So much for Jonah the Pussycat. I wonder what happened to him with this Scorpion and this Miss Marvel. Whatever it was, it sure made him mad. You know, if it weren't for Jonah, this office would be a real nice place to work. And the people are in a good atmosphere. And then there's Jonah. Oh well, I wanted to play editor, and here I am. Yes, here I am. Strange, when Jonah mentioned Miss Marvel just now, I can feel a chill, as though someone had stepped on my grave. Like those blackout spells I've been having. They worry me. I never know when they'll strike and how long they'll last, or what happens when I'm unconscious. And what's worse, I'm deadly afraid to see a doctor. Man, I want to see this next issue. Secret Origins. Funny, isn't it? Jameson giving me my mystery to unsolve. I have one of my own, which is greater an enigma than a woman named Carol Danvers, or a warrior called Miss Marvel. The Secret Origins of Miss Marvel is the next issue. I gotta find that issue too, people. I've read most of these other ones. I'm gonna have to look at volume 2 here. Anyways, that's NE1 comic book reading. A Marvel story of Miss Marvel, aka she is Carol Danvers. She just doesn't know it. She is part Kree. She just doesn't know it. That was fun. We out this sucker.